So you've got this thing you're working on, this thing that you really want to make work, this job that you're developing, this new business you've just started, this new project, this new book, this new venture, and you've hit a bit of a hurdle, you've hit a bit of a setback. Maybe you've gone through a stage or a phase where you haven't seen much success for a while, you're not seeing the wins, you're not seeing the results that you were hoping for by this time, and you're a bit annoyed with yourself, you're a bit overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that you've kind of created for yourself, and you just aren't enjoying the sense of fulfillment that comes from the wins, the results, the little successes, and so it just feels like a drag. It's starting to feel like something that you're not liking so much anymore, in stark comparison to when you first started the project and was really excited about how it could go. You've lost that motivation, you've lost that momentum. And this is the key thing now, is this is the opportune moment when you're feeling a bit down and you're feeling like you're not getting anywhere and you're seeing poor results and you're considering quitting. Now is the time to remind yourself of why you're doing this. This has been really helpful for me, is whenever I suffer a setback, or I'm not seeing enough wins, or I'm just feeling low motivation, or I've hit some sort of a failure, or I've made a mistake in some way, or someone hasn't, pulled through for me when I've expected or hoped that they would, or some result didn't come the way, go the way I wanted it to. That's the best time to get out a pen and paper and rewrite all of those things behind why you're doing what you're doing. You need to give yourself that sense of purpose again, and that will come through just listing out the reasons. You need to find that why. You need to find that fire that created a spark in you, or maybe it's the other way around. When you first started, when you first got excited about the project, really list out everything you can think of behind why it is you need to be doing this thing, why it is you need to be finishing this book, what kinds of people will be impacted through its completion, what kind of money you're aiming for, and stretch yourself so it's interesting, and other strong reasons behind why you do what you do. Maybe you're sharing videos consistently over time and you start losing faith a bit because you're not seeing the results you hope for, and you're a bit fed up. So this is a time now to sit down and oh yeah. So I got stopped by the police at that point. This is why I'm recording this a bit later on in the day. I got stopped by someone outside the police station because I was filming, so I didn't even realize I was standing there. So good example of a setback, or just a new way of looking at things, a new information bite that's created a bit of insight in my life. But it's a good example of being pushed back in life, and now I need to sit back down and, as discussed, write down all the reasons why, be cognizant of, be aware of all the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing in all aspects. Because when you can re-identify and refine that purpose, that vision, those goals, those things that are exciting, those things that you're aiming for, those numbers you're trying to hit again, then all of the discomfort that comes through being in the process and not seeing the results you're looking for and experiencing those setbacks, it's going to make all of that more meaningful, and it's going to give you more juice, more motivation, more of a renewed sense of why you're doing things, and renewed energy will come from that. So when people talk about you need to be obsessed with the process, you need to be involved in the actual process of moving from A to B, I would say even higher priority than that is finding a way to be obsessed about the purpose, the reason why. Because without a reason why, without that clarity, without that sort of energetic, without that emotional attachment to where you're going to find excuses to go off track, to quit when you experience a setback. If you know where you're going and why, and how exciting that's going to look for you, then you're going to push through, push through regardless. So you want to get really, really on top of, obviously staying on track and being motivated is important, but the really key stuff, the really key thing is to be obsessed with re-establishing and reminding yourself of your purpose every day. Remind yourself of your goals, remind yourself of where you're going, and keep checking in with that internal compass that gives you an emotional attachment to where you're going, so that you stay on track. That's really the thing that I've found really, really helpful in dealing with setbacks, dealing with failures, dealing with annoyances and tiredness, and just being bored with stuff, is just sort of realigning with why I'm doing what I'm doing in the first place, and sitting down and actually having a proper brainstorm is usually a very powerful exercise to really list out all the different ways why you need to be in this game, why you need to hold on, and why you need to keep going. One of the big reasons is obviously everyone else, if they were experiencing similar things and if they're going through hardships, a lot of them will peter out. So you'll be ahead of the game just by staying in, and it will pay off no matter what you're doing. Remind yourself of why it is you got into that thing in the first place, and keep reminding yourself of those powerful reasons. Hopefully in the next video I won't be pulled to the side by the coppers. Hopefully that made sense, and I will see you in the next video.